So Stuart, after Tuesday, the boss said you all had a lot of thinking to do. How's that been since Tuesday, and are you coming up with the answers?
Well, that we'll find out tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, after a second half like we had, I thought we shaded the first half. I thought we were the better team, without it being a great football match. But yeah, second half was really disappointing. And after you have a half like that, you have to look at yourselves, you have to ask questions of yourself, and you have to come up with the answers. We believe we've come up with the answers. We believe we know the best way to go tomorrow. And it's a case now that we're looking forward to tomorrow. We want to get that second half out of our system. I believe you have to be positive. You know, you whatever it is, 3 points off fourth place, is it? And that's the way that you've got to approach the weekend. And we know what we're facing. You know, they're decent, they're good at what they do. Chorley, they're an established team at this level. They're a threat at set pieces. They've got players that can hurt you in open play as well. But we've got to go in, and we believe that if we're at it and we perform to our maximum, then we can go and beat them.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because they do say if you're not performing superbly yet still in the mix, then you have the makings of a good season.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's keep things in perspective a little bit. I mean, we touched on Tuesday, second half disappointing. The result certainly wasn't what we wanted. The previous 8 games, we haven't been a million miles away. You know, 2 94th, 95th minute goals, and things would have been a lot better than what they were. So we have to learn from our mistakes. You do get nights like we had at Marine on Tuesday. If you learn from them, they're not a wasted experience. But it's important that we do learn from them, and it's important that we kick on against Chorley. And look, we have a responsibility to get the fans excited when they come to watch us, especially at home. We have that responsibility. But I would ask the fans that they get behind the boys tomorrow. It's a massive difference when we're all singing off the same hymn sheet and we're all together. And this place should be a real tough place for visiting teams to come if it's bouncing and the lads are giving something for the fans to get excited about.
It's interesting you say learning the lessons. How frustrating is it for the coaching side when you spend perhaps all week on a game, and then when it comes to the game, to use Adam Murray's phrase on Tuesday, they just whacked it?
Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes younger players and players that are still finding the way in their careers, sometimes they might take things too literally. And we spoke about that this morning, funny enough, about the direct play and when to go direct and when we've got to play a little bit more and use a little bit more craft and guile, if you like. As I say, the proof will be in the pudding tomorrow, whether it comes to fruition. Certainly, all the games since I've been here and having worked with a manager before, I know his preparation, believe me, is second to none. I've been very fortunate. I've worked with some really well-respected and good managers, you know, people really at the top level. Nigel Pearson's, Craig Shakespeare, God bless him, you know, Phil Brown when he was at all, Alan Buckley, Brian Horton, both of those to 1,000 league games as managers, and I promise you the gaffer's detail tops everything. So again, we appreciate it's all about the Saturday afternoon. It's all about how we go and perform on the Saturday afternoon. But as I touched on, the fans have a massive part to play. You know, it does make such a big difference if the support is there. And I know they've come out all season in the numbers, especially at Agbra, and we have to fill that obligation that we've got to get them off the seats and excited.
And I know you don't want to use this as an excuse, but there are big players that are injured. Your Moonies, your Clarks, to name but 2. Is anything improving on that score, Stu?
Well, unfortunately, you know, Clark and Moody's, they're still long term. You know, and I've worked with Clarkie down at Eastbourne. He needs a run of games because he does bring something to the table. He has got, you know, his left foot, and he has got that. He can see that pass in the final third. So we missed that, and I think we have missed Moons since he's got injured. I think he occupies the opposition, you know, he occupies their thoughts because he is a threat. And sometimes his final ball is not quite what we want, or the end product is not quite what we want, but he's a threat to the opposition, and I think we have missed him. But that's for us to find a way to compensate for that and to overcome it. And as I say, I think tomorrow is a really good opportunity to get back on track. As I say, we're at home, we're playing against a decent team, but I think being at Agbra, it gives us that opportunity. We want to get back on track, we want to get looking up the table again, and as I said earlier, you know, a win, and you never know, it could be just 1 or 2 points off third or fourth place, and that's what we've got to be aiming for.
Yeah, because it's almost like you've been on the launching pad for most of the season. You've been in the promotion playoff places for most of the season. It's just that little bit to get you to take off.
Yeah, you've got to take it to the next level. It's something that the manager speaks often about the players. You know, we keep getting ourselves in a position where, as you say, you're ready to take off, and you want to make that statement to the rest of the league that, look out, we're coming. And we haven't took that next step as yet. And you know, we've got tomorrow's game, we've got the cup game then, and then obviously we've got the two big hitters at the moment who are setting the pace at the top of the league. And again, I think those games are the ones that you really want to look forward to. They're really ones that you want to go and, as I say, make a point to your South Shields, make a point to your files that we're decent. When we're at it and when we're performing, we're decent. As I say, we're just guilty at the moment that we're not doing it on a regular enough basis.